Alright guys, today we're gonna be reacting to build a house in winter, the German prefab homes. It's gonna be the last part. We only have a couple minutes left. Very interesting, very different from the other set of series that we got before regarding building houses. Some of you guys didn't like one of the houses that we reacted to it because it looks something about Russian design or something that were too easy to make, very weak, which I do agree. Either way, we're gonna jump in and just finish this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, okay? Make sure you like and subscribe. Also be part of the Discord. Links in the description. Let's jump in. Let's see what's going on.
Attached to the interior cladding. This is to provide the base for wallpaper or tiling. At the same time, the machine cuts holes in the wall for power sockets and switches in the exact positions specified by the designers.
They can't mess it up.
A so-called butterfly table now turns the wall over so that the exterior side is facing upwards. Electricians now install the sockets for the light switches, thermostats, roller shutter switches, and power points.
It's the one that we reacted before.
Fitted into the wall. For heat and sound insulation, the workers lay mats of mineral wool in between the frame supports. An airtight membrane, known as a synergy foil, is now laid on top of the insulation. This allows moisture to pass from the inside to the outside, but not the other way around. Cement bonded particle boards are now put in place and nailed down. They are completely waterproof. At the top and bottom ends of the wall and around the windows, aluminum edge trim is attached as edging for the polystyrene sheets that will carry the exterior plastering. One employee sprays the adhesive onto the cement bonded particle boards, while two others lay the polystyrene sheets on top. A 50-kilo roller makes sure they stick together permanently, and then, just for good measure, they're stapled down as well.
And
the wall is then raised up into a vertical position to enable the windows and the patio doors to be installed.
cannot be messed up.
Here you can see the
Cannot be messed up.
just as we get them from our supplier. In other words, the roller shutter is mounted on the top, the lateral guide rails are already fitted. What we now have to do is to fit a ceiling tape inside. After 5 minutes, this will expand and guarantee that the connection between the wood and the window is airtight.
Oh, interesting.
With the help of suction pads on a crane, the fitters lift the heavy patio door into the opening, align it, screw it tightly into place, and seal it with silicone. So that the interior walls can be wallpapered, plastered, or tiled after the house has been built. A plasterer fills the joints between the boards. He works a strip of fabric into the filler so that no cracks can form later.
Ooh.
At the next station, two workers apply the base plaster to the exterior
So,
side.
but remember, I understand why they go a little deeper in this one. It's just, it speaks volumes of the company. You know what I'm saying? The presentation, everything. Like, you don't want it to be very McDonald. You see what I'm saying? So these folks really spend time in this design. I really do.
Sprays the plaster on, while his colleague puts fiberglass mesh on top of it, again, to prevent cracks from forming later. Cut off the excess fabric, smooth it all out.
Yep.
Job done.
That's it.
The company's sanitary
Then knock it out of the park quick.
walls for bathrooms and toilets are put together, made of welded metal frames on chipboard. In these walls, the plumbers install the cisterns and the wastewater pipes, as well as the water supply pipes, which are also provided with insulation.
There we go.
There are no leaks. Plumber Gurkan Gül pressure tests the system with air.
In this case, it's just under 4 bar, and if this pressure doesn't drop for the next quarter of an hour, the pipes are watertight.
The test
Man,
is
that's
successful.
just crazy, man. Just the amount of preciseness. I love these kind of stuff, man. I love it.
plumber insulates the cavities. In the meantime, the base plaster is dry, so it's time for the final rendering. This work has to be very precise so that the house facade does not look uneven later.
The difficulty with plastering walls is getting it done evenly. There are various ways to do it. Some do it in one spraying process, others do it in two.
In this case, the plasterer does it in one step. Now the exterior wall is ready to be transported to the construction site.
Now imagine you transporting all this stuff, man. All of a sudden your truck just gave up in the middle of the road. Just flip to the side. Ooh. You have to do all over again. Oh my God.
Tiny house. With a living space of 14.5 by 4 meters, this prefab tiny home can accommodate 1 to 2 people. And what's more, it's delivered by truck in one piece.
1 to 2. Oh, so I thought it's a little bigger, huh?
Depending on the size and furnishings, this type of mobile home will cost between 50,000 and 130,000.
Okay. Not bad.
Here we have a module that was designed as an extension for an existing building.
That's not bad.
The same
Actually, that's not bad, folks. That's not bad.
linear expansion. So we can quite easily combine such modules in width or in height to put up offices, living accommodations, or use them to design self-sufficient freestanding houses.
The
There we go.
Kohlers from Witzingen, about 70 kilometers south of Stuttgart, bought one of these houses.
That's the future. I'm telling you, folks. A lot of people are doing that too.
And lived next door in their large detached house.
Yep. And I was thinking to do that myself, right? To just have a little bit of privacy when I work with my, YouTube channel and stuff like that. I love to be with my family, but there's time that you want to be alone, do your own thing. Hey, get one of those.
As we got older, we began to think about where we wanted to spend the years we have left. We originally thought about moving into a town, but then our son happened to get a job here in the area and was very interested in settling down here. So then our idea was, okay, why don't we just put a small house on our land here and not move away?
Good point.
Dagmar and Armin Kohler's new
That's a nice house, huh?
around 120,000 euros. Turnkey and ready for occupancy.
Wow.
49 square meters isn't exactly generous, so clever solutions were required. In the kitchen, for instance.
We decided to put the module here, in the middle, on wheels, so that we can push it on one side and occasionally have a dinner party with a large table in here.
Yeah, there we go.
Here we have another room that we use as a kind of study. We wanted to bring our old bureau from the other house, so we could
That's
sit
beautiful.
here and relax, read, use the PC or whatever.
For the tiny
Well, that was the toilet, right?
company has come
I like
up
that
with
style.
something special. The sliding door in front of the shelves doubles up as the door for the shower.
Ooh.
Next to this is a utility room, which is also used as a pantry.
This is our bedroom, small but cozy. You get a new sense of closeness when space is a bit tight. Under the bed, we've got 2 storage boxes with our suitcases inside, and behind this curtain, there's a shelf unit that's our wardrobe.
Oh, that's
all we
nice.
need.
The house has underfloor heating, but the Kohlers
Interesting.
hardly use it, usually preferring to use their wood burner instead.
Hey, why not, man?
Really feel at home here. It's enough.
Yes, enough for our needs.
That's not a bad
By truck fully assembled.
deal. That's very good.
Truck-mounted cranes simply set it down on supports that had been set in concrete.
When the house arrived, the pipes that had all been prepared in advance were just docked on. There was a box underneath the house which was connected up, and within half a day everything was ready. And when you
Wow.
turned the taps on and the water was running, or switched the light on, it all worked.
Back to the prefab house factory in Swabia's Hohenstein-Oberstetten. The elements for the Bisinger's house are being loaded into several containers for transport. A worker secures them to prevent them from slipping and falling over.
Container number 1 usually has the ground floor inside. In truck 2, there are materials for the house interior, such as stairs, tiles, dry street, etc. The next vehicle has the ceiling, and the one after that usually has the attic, but in this case, it's the second floor of the house. Then there's another ceiling, and last of all, the roof.
The hell that alarm is sounding from?
Meanwhile, at the Bissinger family's construction site, truck number 3 is just arriving. It's carrying ceiling elements. Before they're installed, Udo Renner and his construction team have to put a double T-girder.
Coming in now shouldn't span such a great distance, because if they did, they might sag in the middle. So
Sag in the middle.
Put a girder in underneath them to support the load.
Crane lifts the ceiling elements onto the ground floor structure. That
Now
takes just
they're
under
putting
half an
everything
hour,
together, right?
But the final element doesn't fit onto the exterior walls.
A minor problem, the girder is protruding over the wall edge. We'll just have to shorten this board so it'll fit into the wall properly.
The minor problem is quickly solved with a jigsaw, and everything fits into place. The construction team fastened the ceiling elements onto the walls with plate head screws. The outside insulation is still being fitted. Assemblyman Kevin Renner pulls a ceiling foil over it and tapes it down. And in the meantime, the Bissinger staircase arrives and has to be carefully threaded through the opening in the ceiling.
Of course, that has to be lowered carefully so we don't hit the walls anywhere. And because such a staircase is quite an expensive piece of work, we need to be a bit careful when we lower it down and just make sure it fits perfectly. Stop. Careful. Okay.
After turning and
Man, look at that.
pushing
Oof.
times, it goes in without any problems.
Are you sure?
Screws down the top of
Man,
the
that looks complicated, man. Oof. One room move and that's it.
staircase. His clients are delighted.
Incredible how fast the first floor of the house has been put up. Amazing. I'm overwhelmed and I'm freezing.
The end of a good day's work. Just after 6 o'clock the next morning, once again, freezing cold temperatures of around minus 15 degrees. But
Celsius.
today, at least the floor they're working on isn't covered in ice. Wow. The first of the upper story outside walls arrives. It needs to be positioned perfectly so that the remaining 3 walls can be connected to it properly. The walls are only sealed completely when the temperature is higher than 5 degrees.
This joint here is sealed with a sealant. This here has to be filled with foam. And after that, a corner bracket will be plastered in. Once it's dry, plaster goes over it, then the facade will get 2 coats of paint and we're finished.
Only 2 hours later, the entire outer shell of the second floor is completed. The team now moves on to the interior walls and to the installation wall with the cistern, the mounting openings for the toilet and wash basin, as well as all the water and wastewater connections. Another hour later, and the ceiling is also finished.
There we go with the
Bissingers
kids.
now show their 2 daughters, Mia and Julie, their new home.
Show me your room. Is it this one?
No.
Yes. What's over there? When Grandma looks out the window, you can wave to her. What do you think of your room?
Nice.
Nice.
While the children are already looking forward to their new home, the team starts preparing to assemble the roof. The hip roof chosen by the Bissingers needs a special ridge purlin support.
This is with a, I mean, they, of course, this kind of team has been doing this for quite some time, but you cannot neglect the fact that, you know, there's some real experience here. Not everybody can do this.
The roof overhangs are even already painted. The construction team places the roof elements onto the ridge purlin at the top and the wall plates at the bottom.
Kevin, you'll have to lift it a bit and get further round. The first element has to sit perfectly so that all the others after it are always in the right place.
So it's raised again briefly, adjusted by a few centimeters, screwed down, and that's it. But then the fourth element suddenly gets stuck. Even pushing it back and forth doesn't help Kevin Renna and Fernando. It takes them a while to find the root of the problem.
There's a batten here, and this beam goes up here diagonally, and the batten up here goes straight across it. So now it rests on this one here, and I can't get the roof section any further over. It's a design fault.
But only a very minor one. That's much easier to remedy than it was to find. For the construction team, the rest of the roof is child's play. By late afternoon on the second day of building, the roof is finished.
Wow.
It is, of course, very cold, but in the circumstances, everything went really well. Over the next few days, we'll get the roof tiles fitted, so the outer shell of the house is completely finished.
And then the craftsmen will start with the interior work. They'll need about 4 to 5 weeks to lay the floors, panel the ceilings, paper or tile the walls, and install the bathroom.
Yeah, that's a different team.
After years of planning, the Bisingas will finally be able to move from their rented apartment into their own home.
Oh man, that's.
But now they'd like to inspect their prefab home from above. Site manager Tobias Rist sends them.
I'm telling you, man, that's a great feeling. I'm just excited to get mine, man. You guys have no idea. Having your own home. One of my dreams. One of my dreams. Having my own home. Love these videos, man. Love these videos. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would like to hear you guys' opinion. I'll see you in the next one.